Now, amongst those characters, now you pick up one of the character who appears to be of your age group or who is appearing to be a dominant character in that picture to make him that hero of your story. Now you have identified the hero. Now the thing is that what is the plot of the story? What is the problem which you are going to conceive? What is the problem which has been shown to you? Okay, this is the crux of writing a good story. If you have been able to perceive a good problem in the picture which has been shown to you, writing a story is just a cakewalk after that.
So friends, the topic of my lecture is India's relation with other countries. Recent stance of India's on various international geopolitical issues have been lauded and applauded by international media and the countries alike. But it hasn't always been the same. Since its independence in 1947, India has followed a non-alignment policy, and it has never established in the USSR or the USA faction, because of which we were made a big laughing stock of. The recent case of India versus Ukraine, Russia versus Ukraine war, where we decided to abstain from voting, was heavily criticized and we were demonized by the Western medias. But today, it's the Indians who are laughing. India has always been far-sighted in its foreign policy and has kept her own and her citizens' goals before everything else. Because of the neutral stance, India has been able to keep its inflation in check and its stability and the economic stability. India has a border of over 15,000 kilometers with its neighbors. Some of its neighbors are Pakistan, China, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Myanmar. Apart from Pakistan and China, all the neighboring countries India has a very cordial relationship with. The issue with Pakistan is a pseudo democracy. It started the tensions date back to 1947 when and has had several conflicts with both the parties in which India emerged victorious. Despite of all this, India has tried to establish being the bigger person and tried to establish cordial relations with its counterparts. But like it's been famously said, that all the countries have an army, but Pakistan army has a country, and they are incapable of having a cordial diplomatic relationships. So for now, most of the relations have been cut with Pakistan. The case with China is an aggressor, and it tries to aggress all of its neighbors, even if the ones it doesn't have a border with. We have had tensions with China in Galwan Valley, Aksai Chin, and the recent case of Arunachal Pradesh, which it likes to call the South Tibet. To counter this, the Indian government has decided to heavily invest in development projects in Northeast, especially Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, and to face China head on. One of the India is trying to group with other countries to form Quad to counter China. The India's relation with Russia is a very time-tested. Russia is our time-tested friend, which is one of the reasons we decided to have a neutral stance in case of Russia-Ukraine conflict. India has diplomatic, economic, and defense trades with Russia and is expected to do even more trades in the upcoming future. The case of USA, it's famously said that it's being bad, being friends with USA is bad, and being enemy with USA is even worse. India tries to take a neutral stance in case of USA and has various economic ties and diplomatic ties with USA, and we decide to move forward with that. In international relations, it's famously said that there are no permanent enemies or permanent friends, only permanent interests. Thank you.
Okay, 3 minutes 18 seconds. So you'll have to cut it down a little bit. So he's put things very, very logically and with a lot of confidence. Now, what has also contributed to this change in foreign policy and our stance there is the kind of progress that we have made as a nation. Maybe this also point you can bring. Say, आपकी लोग तभी बातें सुनेंगे when you speak from a position of strength, right? So this thing can be brought out somewhere in your lecture. Okay, over a period of time, India has improved. The economically we have improved. We have improved in our foreign reserves. We have improved in our various other things, defense production, Atmanirbharta. and things like that. So that has given us more teeth to our diplomacy. Otherwise, खाली आप बोलते रहोगे तो कोई उसका फायदा नहीं, कोई सुनेगा नहीं. But here you can back it up with, with the muscle, right? So this is, I think, this is a point which can be, added, right? Because, and you maybe the concluding remark can be, okay, or the last, this thing, India's foreign policy or relations with the international community have really, improved manifold as compared to 10, 20 years back, right?